Please pick from the following 3 people who you feel a connection with to see how sweet your next love will be. The babies in this group may feel that your next love may not be able to fill up. I think you really have a kind of unfamiliar feeling. If you keep falling for the same type of person but can't get along, your next relationship might feel the same. I will definitely have a good show. It's you two, just like what I said just now. Sweet, but the more you get along with each other, the more resentful and indifferent the other side may feel. I think this darling might have a bit of a love affair, but once you fall into it, it is very easy to be anxious and insecure, and to give too much in a relationship, and ultimately feel unbalanced, hurt, and sad in your heart. It is also very difficult for you to move on from a relationship perhaps the other side has already. Then you are still immersed in a relationship. I would choose this group of babies. Your next relationship needs to be a bit more cautious. It's not necessarily that the other person's character has problems. Their character may not have any problems, but you try to deal with them without talking about love as much as possible. What I mean is, don't go ahead alone. It's a lot. You might already be thinking about marriage and children, while the other party is still in the stage of dating you. If we run too far ahead and the other side can't keep up, this might lead to some problems due to the lack of coordination. That's all about this topic. The babies in this group will think your next love circle is very sweet, the other person is a very good one, and then I think your love is actually also blessed by fate. He will be your destined. That is, will be your destined. It's like you're bound to meet this person, and he's very likely to be one of your members. Your relationship was harmonious from the beginning, so your feelings won't be but it's just not very bland, meaningless, not very passionate, just not that kind girl. A whirlwind romance is like this. It's between 2 people who don't go through too many hardships. It's kind of a smooth sailing feeling, and they cherish each other because they really get along. These 2 people are really in sync. 2 people's view of love and their way of getting along are just what they are. He's very consistent, so I think he's someone who respects you a lot. He respects everything about you, your hobbies, your thoughts, even if your ideas are a bit too consistent, because there will always be some friction in the relationship. He's also quite proud. Step out of respect for the other side. It's about understanding that people are different and not forcing or interfering with your hobbies. He is open to questions you put forward, and he doesn't play cold violence in your relationship. He's not the kind of person who will avoid. People will face a problem and avoid. But a person with high EQ can handle many problems between you very well, because of what this netizen said about you. If one day you get married, you don't need to worry too much about mother-in-law conflicts, because the other side can balance it very well. The other side is a person with a gentle personality, and he is very responsible in his feelings. Even before he met you, he's always proud of himself. Now he is not a victim. If it doesn't work out, he'll just move on to the next one. He's not the kind of person who messes up his feelings. He's actually very serious and selective. The fact that he chose to be with you means there's something about you that attracted him. So the next part of the story is very sweet, and it's very likely that we'll make it to the end. That's all for this section. The points of this pair, you guys, your next love, I think it's quite high. It should be the kind of love at first sight between the 2 of you. The exhibition will probably be very attractive, or it should suit your taste. It might not suit mine, but it definitely matches your aesthetic. Among the actors, from good to fake, from left to right, we are just directions. You really like everything about him. His appearance is exactly your type, and he's someone you would fall for. Actually, you've always felt this way because he attracts you. It's definitely his appearance, not his inside, at least from the beginning. It's because of his appearance, so shallow, not that kind. It's not because this person's soul is pure, it's because his appearance attracted you. His appearance alone has a very strong attraction to you, and then you'll fall for the feeling he gives you, which is mutual between the 2 of you, a bit of that kind. It's all about that click when you look into each other's eyes. At least in each other's eyes and their hearts, it's shining, it's successful. Then it's like falling in love with each other because you're attracted to each other, and you actually get along very well after dating, regardless of any aspect of life and emotions. Let life communicate. It seems like analyzing life actually goes on. Turned into a syncopation and then both changed. 2 people may also have some arguments and then both changed is also that kind. Things can't be hidden. If there's a problem in this relationship, it must be solved. The 2 people may fight and make noise, but they won't break up, just the 2 of them. From that change, you won't be able to hear these 2 words. Maybe the babies in this group will say it, but on the other side, they will He will educate you, hit you, get angry with you, get angry with you. Two people can quarrel but can't break up. This is a bottom line on the other side. So he can also teach you to grow, because this group of babies may be the kind of Chinese subtitles provided by the Amara.org community. It's probably like the officer in charge saying that the other side will teach you not to break up too easily. So you can actually learn a lot from him, because the two of you are somewhat similar to the feeling in I Like Dating. The other party there seems childish, but is actually a very clear person. His way of dealing with feelings, his way of dealing with people, he has his own methods. He sees things very clearly. So this baby garden, your next relationship is still very sweet. The other person is a very worth cherishing one to talk about. Even though two people will have certain problems, will also appear certain shortcomings. He over there is able to tolerate a lot from you. Why bother with him? I think you can also tolerate him. Your relationship actually, the feeling is quite cheerful, right? At least there won't be any violence. The squabbles are actually quite lively. It's not like the love and TV dramas. The other party is not a complete... He's a humble person, but he's not the kind of machismo that you have to cater to these two people. Everyone has their own problems, but many people are able to make a fuss about them, and they genuinely like each other. There won't be any fundamental problems in this relationship, and none of these issues will occur. I think it's actually quite good. The feeling is quite happy. The above is the content of this episode's broadcast.